Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, it's Top 5 Favorite Decks Day, March 2025. Yeah, today's the day I like to look back upon the last month and pick out my 5 favorite decks and give props to the people that made them. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Commonly Good MTG. I'm your host, a man who has more brains than Mojo Jojo, Dr. Yukon Socket. Yes, thank you. Filmed for a live studio audience. Thank you so much, Yukon Socket. Word to your mama. So today's Top 5 Favorite Decks Day. Top 5 Favorite Decks Day. Top 5 Favorite Decks Day. Yeah. So the deal is like I said, we tried to take a look back upon the last month and try to figure out which of the decks that I played during that time were my favorite decks, the ones I had the most fun playing. And I like to give props to the people that put those things together because good deck builders are a joy. And they are of great value, and I really appreciate you guys. And so let's get right to it. Let's talk about what makes a deck my favorite deck. Number one, it would be a deck that has a good chance of winning. We want to have at least a 55% chance where I'm going to win more than I'm going to lose. Number two, puts up a good fight. Wants to be a deck that's going to be a good fighter. I like to think that I like a mill deck's not a good fighter, but still I do enjoy a good mill deck. So maybe number two isn't as important as I think it is. But I really like a deck when we're kind of, swinging back and forth. We got some hits coming to us. Sometimes I'm doing better. Sometimes they're doing worse. And, they're trying to do things, and I got some tricksy stuff going on. It's all good. Number three, I like a deck with interesting cards or synergy. You got great looking cards like Meathook Massacre. That was an interesting card. Urabrask Forge, that's an interesting card. I like synergy, which is usually when cards work well together. Tribal decks are really big on synergy, so I'm a big fan of tribal decks. And number four, for bonus points, I like a deck with a big finish. I like it when, let's just say we have a bunch of mana and we can put out that Planeswalker that gives all your dudes +X for each forest you got and trample, because then all your dudes just trample across to one time and you just win the game. I like Boris Nuke, which was an old time we had Fiendish Valet, where, you would just drop a bunch of whatever it was, dudes or something, and then your guy doubles every time you put a dude out. I think it was something like that. And so you're coming across with like a 500 guy with trample. Oh, that was so glorious. Anyways, those are the kinds of things that make a deck a favorite deck. So without further ado, let's get to it. Let's take a look at my first favorite deck. I'm playing against Griffinwing. Griffinwing. Let's cause some damage. And we're down. And he's dead. I put out the Blackcleaves ready for a lightning strike. We'll see what he puts down. We got more of these things clawing away at him. Eventually he's going to run out of creature kills. What am I just going to do? Just keep throwing more meat into the grinder? Let's see what we could do against a poor Sheoldred there. And of course he's got it. Look at that. What is that? 3 in a row. I can't believe I get to kill it that way. All right, draw your cards, hippie. Nothing I can do. All right, if you want to jump in front, you can. It will not achieve anything for you. It'll just die with 0 life gain. One. 2. Where's that 6 points of damage? I could have just done directly to his face. I need to clear the board. I draw some more. There you go. That's 4. That's 3 more for you. Down to 4. All I gotta do is just pass it along. Or I can shoot him in the face. Let's just do that. Boink. Right on the nose. Winner, winner! Victory dinner. All right, so here we are with Rakdos Punishment. I love decks like this. Love it. I like it where they grind away at people. We got a lot of really good cards regardless. It's Sheoldred, the Black Queen, of course, and Overlord of the Boilerbilges. You know what's funny is we don't play with this card enough. You don't see it really. But it's shooting like 4 points of damage to any target every turn that it enters and attacks. That is fantastic. One thing I like about this card is I like Screaming Nemesis. I think that's a great card. I love the fact that we've got Sheoldred and Scrawling Crawler and Razorkin Needlehead that are all just shooting, just doing the damage every time they draw a card. It's just like that's something they got to do every turn. And this deck punishes it for them. You just can't get around it, but it's just grind, grind, grind. Iridescent Vinelasher is a great thing. As we're putting out a land, put it out early, and it's just I'm putting down land, they're getting screwed. Perfect. So yeah, this deck is just a well-oiled and loaded machine, ready to just hurt people for everything that is happening, and that's what makes it best about a good Rakdos deck. I like the fact that its curve is all aggro like that. 1s, 2s, 3s. Above that, it's just not that big. But we got good guys in case we do have the mana. So overall, this is a fantastic deck. It's a T-Stoke special. And he seems to be in hiatus again, but I'm looking forward to when he comes back. All right, so there we go. One of my favorite decks of March 2025, Rakdos Punishment. All right, I played against Madelza. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Keep. There's a 5-headed goose. Watch out. It's got 4 additional heads, man. He's just trying to trick you into thinking, there they are. It's all of them there. Let's plot. All right, so I need 4 mana to make that thing go crazy. Let's go wide. All right, we're good. I need to get some mana from someplace. Where am I going to get? What is that, 7? What? He's down to 6. But I got some hasty guys in here, but I need another mana for it. And we win! Sucker, sucker, fish! Victory! All right, so here we are with Exhaust Moneyball. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's a great deck. I mean, I love Moneyball decks. I mean, I came up with that theory myself. The idea that, you know, that all you need is creatures that have 3 for power, and they shouldn't cost you more than 3 mana. And this one says, yeah, we'll throw some other guys in just in case we have more mana. But it's really all about the low-end stuff and then being able to grow. So this guy's a 2 for 2, but he gets up to 3 pretty quickly because the more people you can attack for 3, you get in, they can't block enough. You're doing at least 6, maybe 9 points of damage. On a 20 life schedule, people are dying, my lord. People are dying. And green is where that lives at. So yeah, this deck does a fantastic job. We got exhaust guys built in here from Aether Drift. Altogether, it was a great version of the deck. I was looking to see the Stamping Scurryfoot do his thing by putting out an elephant. It's a perfect Moneyball creature. And but we didn't get a chance to do that before the game was over. Altogether, though, it's a great deck. It works a lot. And it's mono green, so therefore you don't have to worry about getting out weird colored combinations at any particular point. All right, so one of my favorite decks, 2025 March. It's called Exhaust Moneyball. All right, we're playing against JMac 985. Rock. Hubert, you're swimming the wrong way, man. All right. It's not really going to matter what we do. Strike Force! Yeah, double strike. There we go. All in. Get that 2 points of damage in. I don't know what to do. Let's just do another. I don't want to burn it out. Let's just go in. Double strike. All right, that's it. He's going to go for the kill. Nope, not yet. What's your deal, Ramekin? There we go. Down to 7. We'll try it. I'm afraid of a board wipe. That's what I'm really afraid of here. All right, come on. No board wipe, no board wipe, no board wipe, no board wipe. I mean, I don't know what you're doing, man. You got like 1 billion cards and some mana. I don't like the fact that it's taking you so long to think about what you're trying to do. Trying to gain some life, like a sucker. All right, we're trying hard to hold it together. Shrike Force Delta's out there in force. And click his googly eyes in the face, as one does. He wants some more life gain. Now you can probably do it. He's got 4. There we go. What's this guy up to? Creature removal? And we win. And we win. Victory! All right, so we are with Boros Double Strike. I got to say that I am surprised that we don't see more Double Strike being played. It is so hard to fight against, especially if you've got, because, you know, it gives, basically when you get into a fight with another creature, your guy always has first strike, unless that guy's got first strike as well. So, you know, therefore, it's like there's so many things you can kill. You can kill, you know, guys with poison, you know, as long as you can overpower them somehow. And we got a lot of really good cards for that. And so it's, some decks like to go with guys that have lots of ward. This one goes with guys that have a lot of double strike built right into it. Then from there, it's just pump, 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 and go to town. It's fast, it's consistent, and it's like, yeah, double fast in comparison to everything else that's going on out there. So I think this was a top-notch deck. It was very easy to win with. I'm surprised we're not seeing something like this being played higher up on the ladder as it is. I think it's great. So there you go. One of my favorite decks from March 2025. It is Boros Double Strike. All right, we're playing against Yokodero. All caps. This guy put out the big money for it. Don't worry, I turned off the candles. They won't get you. You can put cards out now without worrying about your cards catching fire. Bristly Bill! I guess I could have put out a lumbering wagon if I wanted to. Come on, man. Just let me keep a creature for a freaking second. All right, let's pop Hatchet. We'll slap around with a little double-bladed elf action. He just doesn't care about what I'm doing. I'm thinking some sort of combo deck against me here. All right, back down to 17. And he's back up to 18. Oh, this is so stupid. Let's go get him, boys. All right, he's down to 6. We'll hold this guy off. All he's worth is a 1. He will pump up the Lumbering World Wagon, though, quite a bit. We have Trample, so I'm hoping we can make it through without him being able to do a whole lot. All right, you got 1 mana. Is that really what you want to do, huh? Fine, little Trample Boy there. Let's spread the wealth. All right, that's it. You're out. All right, we get 2 more. 1, 2. Those are the 2 I like the best. 1, 2, 3, and we win. And we win! Suck it, sucker fish! Suck it. All right, so we are with Aggro Hydra. Yeah, it was a good deck. I liked it a lot. The reason why I did is because Aggro Hydra, of course, is a nuke, right? It gets bigger and bigger, double every time you put out a landfall. So therefore, it's fantastic, right? But the deck still works because Lumbering World Wagon gets bigger, and Flourishing Bloom Kid gets bigger, and Bristly Bill gets bigger. So this is really, it's like an aggro landfall kind of deck. Mossbound Hydra is by far the biggest nuke you got, but the thing is you don't have to win by 1 billion, you just have to win by enough. And there's plenty of things in this deck to do it. The only time this deck kind of sucks is when you get everything but the guys that bump up, where you get like 1 or 2 of them and they just kill those off and you're sitting there with a bunch of little tiny dudes and nothing to do. But this deck can recover pretty quickly because this guy comes out, if you have a ton of land, you drop him down, he's huge. This guy comes out, huge. And it just takes 4 little dudes to be able to make enough to drive around the Lumbering World Wagon. So anyways, this was a fun deck. It's different than the meta, and it works a lot of the time. I like the fact that it's got protection for guys, because that's the big thing about green, is you don't really have the ability to do much, but you can keep your guys alive with a little hexproof action. All right, so there you go. One of my favorite decks of March, Aggro Hydra. All right, playing against Dad of Twins. Suck it. Okay, well, I'm going to hold off a little bit. I'll put out the mage on the next turn. Maximize it. 1 mage is cool. All right, there we go. It's an otter. He otters the place up like he otters the place. All right, so 3. What are we going to do with that? 1, 2. This is higher claw. He's down to 10 on turn 3. Alright, I'm fine with that. That is more of a problem. God, I hate this. If I do this, I can get what? 6 points of damage through. Let's just do something like that. Oh, I can't believe I just completely went outside my range there. I just had no intention of doing that. Got him down to 4. These guys are technically, if I get another non-land, I don't have the mana for it. I need a mana. Alright, cool. I think I got it. All I gotta do is a little bit of something like this. Boink. And we win. Winner, winner! Victory dinner! Alright, so here we are with Mono Red Burn. Man, I love this deck. We only just played it, I think it was yesterday, and it ended up making my top 5. The reason why I liked it is just because it was so clean. It was so direct, and it was everything you wanted to do. If anything I could say against it, there might be a little bit too many creatures into it. We could probably choke back on one of them. I'm not exactly sure which one we want to choke back on. Maybe the Hired Claw. It just depends what we put in instead. Because the Hired Claw, you know, you have to attack with it. It has to not be killed when it attacks, but you do get that additional point of damage in. I kind of like the way the Firebrand Archer and the Coruscation Mage can just sit there and do nothing, but still help to grind people down over and over again. But yeah, I think the deal is maybe you have one too many creature. Screaming Nemesis is fantastic. Problem is that sometimes this deck likes to put out too many creatures and not enough, you know, kill things. And I need to sometimes throw something at the Screaming Nemesis just so I can keep the opponent from gaining life. Life gain is lousy in the meta right now, and we need the Screaming Nemesis to nip that stuff in the bud. Other than that, though, this deck is top-notch. I've had a really great time with it, and it did become one of my favorite decks of March 2025. And here we are with my five favorite decks from March 2025. Rakdos Punishment, Exhaust Moneyball, Boros Double Strike, Aggro Hydra, and Mono Red Burn V2. Now you can see that, yeah, I'm on this list a lot. I'll tell you why that happened. It's because, I don't know, there was a lot of exhaustion, I think, this month where people just sort of gave up. I think that Aether Drift kind of sucked and that there wasn't really much new to put out there. And so it was just really hard to find new decks that were worth playing, in my opinion. All the people I like to go to, they kind of dried up a little bit. Finger Pro, that dude was pretty top notch. There was another deck he had, Rakdos Raid, that I really liked as well. Problem is that when I tried playing it today, it sucked. It just, I played like 5 games with it and I lost every single time, so I had to move on. T Stokes, that guy just stopped playing again, or stopped putting out new decks. He puts out a bunch, 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10, and then just throws them all away, and he'll come back after a while. I love most of the stuff he puts out. It's usually pretty fantastic. Right now, we're in a dry spell from T Stokes. But what I did, is the reason why you got Dr. Suckett all over this thing, is because I started digging into my past. I started going back to the decks I liked from 3 months ago, and then just upgrading them with Aether Drift and stuff from Foundations, just trying to make them better, make them different, because I know they were good decks, and they continue to be great decks. And sometimes that's what you have to do if you want to be playing something that's new and different and fun. You got to look back at the old days and pull up the new and make some adjustments. All right, so let's go through the list one more time. Rakdos Punishment by T. Stokes, top notch. Exhaust, Moneyball. Not as much exhaust as I want, but definitely a little bit more than Moneyball normally has into it. Boros Double Strike, Chef's Kiss, man. Love good Double Strike deck. Aggro Hydra. You know, Hydra decks, those Hydras like to get killed early. This deck learned to roll with it. I like that quite a bit. And lastly, Mono Red Burn 2. Man, I know a lot of people don't like Mono Red. I don't. I get really bored with like the mouse kind, right, that people are playing. But good Goblin Tribal and then Burn decks, which is just burn, burn, burn. Yeah, that is some good stuff. It's kind of like playing Mill. But anyways, yeah, these are my 5 favorite decks. If you decide to play with any of these decks, I hope that you have as much fun as I did. All right, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.